Professor, you were the interviewing officer at Bangalore Naval Board, 12 right?
Correct.
Okay. As per my understanding, you interviewed over 9,000 candidates.
Approximately, yes.
So, what is the percentage of selection?
See, we cannot say a fixed value of selection because the level of entries are different. Like cadet entry, NDA plus 10 plus 2 technical, the percentage of pass percentage is higher, which is around some 20 to 25%. So, for graduate entry is concerned, that is CDS or AFCAT, the percentage is lesser. It's around 10% approximately. And so, for service candidates are concerned, it is still lower, maybe around 3 to 8% in between. So it varies as per the type of entry because trainability is an important factor and the period for which they are trained, like NDA boys are trained for 3 years and graduate entry candidates are trained for only 10 months, service candidates 5 to 6 months and they become officer. So that's why the selection rate is varying, it can't be fixed.
But there might have been situation during your tenure where you recommended a candidate and the others are dropped. Have you felt bad on such occasions that your assessment was not right or something?
The basic foundation of selection system is to minimize error. And when 3 assessors are there, even if one assessor is not agreeing and 2 assessors are agreeing, the assessor who is not agreeing, maybe that he is not able to find out what others have found out, or maybe he is incorrect in assessing. That happens in the SSB. So sum total finally becomes okay, the error is minimized. So I don't think that any assessor, me including me, should feel bad that his assessment has not been taken into account and others' assessment has been taken into account. Not like that. A candidate can pass if one is not willing to, if one has not cleared and put in borderline and other 2 have cleared. So there is no question of feeling bad about it.
Yeah, another controversy that is there in the mind of so many people is that when I interact with the people, they say, the SSB is looking for original quality. So, you should not read any book or should not undergo any training, and they should go as it is. And majority of them get rejected and then come back. And then I ask them, why did you go like that? He said, no, SSB is looking for original quality. So I myself have got a problem with this. I really don't agree to a point that there is something called original quality. Quality should be changing on it. What is your viewpoint on this?
No, this is no question of original quality. This quality, I should say. This is actually the word is survival of the fittest, and how you become fit. That is important, and not your original quality. Especially in the case of those candidates who are borderliner are just making it. It is essential that they undergo training and they ace themselves with others so that they have a competitive spirit and they get recommended. I really do not agree on this because I know myself in case of my daughter. If you see, I assessed her and I thought that perhaps in the GTO training she was a little down, so I had sent it and she could recapitulate and do best. And today she is squadron leader. She got selected and among the top 5. So it is necessary that one goes for the training and just improve on the areas where there is a weakness that one finds, and that's what we do. We tell them this is the weakness and this is the strength and this is where you have to enhance yourself.
So you say it is an okay idea to undergo training and face this?
Definitely, it is a competitive era and one has to compete with others. And any competition, whether it is civil services, whether it is CAT, it is TOEFL, people go for the coaching, or we do development, training and development, so that they can understand where they stand and where they can pitch high, so that they can get recommended. I feel so.
So, from the interview point of view, so what is the kind of preparation a candidate should do prior to attending the interview?
I feel that there are 4 main enablers, I call them, like awareness, where he has to have awareness of self, word around, and his technical awareness. Next is the behavior. The behavior of the candidate should be such that it is well accepted and very much in keeping with the good society. And communication skill, which generally students who come to SSB, they are not that effective in communication, oral communication in English especially. So that is another area which they have to develop. And finally, they have to be dynamic. These days, I think the students are quite smart, but they are not dynamic, I would say. Their endurance have fallen down, especially physical and mental. I feel so.
You said there are different categories or different types of entries. The selection percentage is different.
Different.
So obviously their preparation has to be different.
Yes.
So, which category candidates require more preparation and there's more homework?
But definitely the cadet entry and India boys, they require more because they are still growing, and it is very easy to change the personality at that age of 16 and a half years to 17 and a half years. And we have got time also 3 to 4 years where they can be molded easily. But same is not possible in case of graduate entry students because they are only 23 to 26. And after 26, personality is very difficult to change. And therefore it will differ.
So you've been a very senior GTO. So from the GTO point of view, so have you had any kind of conflict with the interviewing officers?
No, mostly all these techniques have been standardized. You find all the 3 assessors going to assess the same number of people. The same candidates are seen. The variation is generally about 5 to 10 marks only. So as such, the standardization is so perfect, the techniques are so perfect that very little chance of difference of opinion. If something is there, sometimes GTO may feel the candidates are not good enough in the outdoors. There is always a chance to train them during the training establishments. As such, we don't give too much of importance on the physical aspects of a candidate. Mostly we want to see their mental capability, their adaptability within the group. How group effective is he? Is he a good contributor towards the group effort or not? That is what is more important than the physical. Physical training, our establishments, training establishments are quite adequately equipped to train them well. So there is not much of a controversy as far as the interviewing officer is concerned because the techniques are different. But ultimately the requirement, the scope, everything is same. As such, since the standardization is there, there is not much of change seen.
But you had any occasion where you had difficulties with the interviewing officers?
No, there are instances during the course of the discussion. Because the very fact if a candidate is well prepared in the interview, sometimes our hard-earned hour effects can be there. But that gets overcome after a discussion in the conference room. In the conference room, we discuss about a candidate thoroughly. How did he perform here? How did they perform there? And if there any anomaly is there, then definitely it comes out. Then we are gracious enough to accept, yes, he performed this much and these are the qualities I have observed. If other 2 assessors feel they have performed well, we do adjust and come up in our assessment. One can go wrong in our assessments also at times. It's not necessary. After all, it is human. Sometimes hollow and hour effects may be there. If you are a sportsman, suddenly a national level sportsman comes, you've got a tendency, so why not have him in the army or navy or air force? This can be there. These type of tendencies can affect an assessor. But we are trained not to have that, but still something of it can be. Human
comes in sometimes. Yeah. So you have anything to ask him because today I was wanting to ask more questions to him. Being the interview also, maybe we'll ask more about the GTO concept tomorrow.
I just want to ask you. There are people who come from corporates. There are people who come from the colleges. Do you find any difference in their performance during the course of the interview?
In my interview, I find the corporate guys are communication is slightly better than those who come from non-corporate world, which they have not been working in there. Plus, their confidence level is also little up because they have been working in the corporate. So this is the only thing I find the difference. That's all. The communication skill is little higher, and also the confidence level is high because they have been interacting with the people. That is the reason.
Do you find any ACC candidates or the SL candidates who come there? Do you have a little bit of latitude or scope is given to them in terms of their language? Do you give them a little latitude?
No,
because they are not exposed to such language.
You have already said that the whole testing is standardized, and if that is the case, where is the question of giving any leeway to any candidate, whether he is a service candidate or NDA candidate or a graduate candidate? No question. He meets the standard and he is recommended. There is no question of giving leeway because he is a service candidate. No, not at all.
How much importance is given to the current affairs? Because general awareness and current affairs is one of the things. People go through the process, read, come back, prepared, give the point straight away. Do you give a lot of importance to it
Yes.
during your course of the...
If you have to determine a guy who gets more than 90, which is the minimum recommended marks, if I have to give more than 90, it is these questions which tell me if this candidate is better than other candidate. I raise the bar, I ask him general awareness question, I ask him current affairs question, I ask him defense knowledge question, and if he answers those, then I feel that he is better than others. Though others have also been recommended, but he put at a higher platform, he is graded a little higher and given maybe 95, 100 or 105 that we do. That is why the difference lies when you are well prepared in general knowledge, defense knowledge and current affairs.
Was there any instance where you found a candidate's caliber or intelligentsia is much more than the assessor himself? Have you come across such candidates also?
Yes,
in your
yes, I have come across. I have come
How
across.
are you going to
And I have said that yes.
overcome such incidents?
So they look overcome question of overcoming. Well, he's graded high. He's graded high. He goes somewhere around 120 or so. He is good. At that particular stage, when I compare myself at that age, what I was and what he is, I take it that as a threshold. And not that presently let's say I'm an interviewing officer and he's a cadet and he's better than me. That cannot happen in fact because of my experience and because of my qualification. But when I was a cadet at that particular time, how I was and how he is, that is how I compare.
Maybe at times interviewing officer is a senior officer. How about a GTO or the psych who is not exposed to any of the military bearing? He is not exposed and he has not seen the type of hardships, a type of environment in which the service officer goes through. How is he going to assess it? The moment the level of the story goes up above his head, probably he feels he is not in tune with the normal course of a human being.
Actually, this aspect we had brought it out with the Army headquarters, Naval headquarters, saying that they should go minimum training because then only they will understand. But well, these are little limitations of the service, but I don't think overall it makes much difference. I put it this way.
Do you feel that since it's a very good system, all three assessors are there, even if one goes bad or in his assessment, other two will make up the issue?
That's correct. That is the beauty of the assessment. In fact, the error is minimized because of the three different techniques, and nobody is rigid with his own technique and say that my technique, all the techniques are equally important. It's only the confidence that we give more marks for the interview, that's all.
How much importance you attach to the writing of the PIQs?
Very important.
Personal
It is the face of the child. It is the face of the candidate. In fact, when I see the PIQ form, how he has filled up, his clarity, his completeness, his clean. In fact, the PIQ form has got a body language. And looking at the body language, I can make out how will be the candidate. Whether he will be well organized, whether he has got eye for detail, whether he got all the information to himself or no. The PIQ clearly tells me, in fact.
You take any other input other than the PIQ form information.
The PIQ form also gives us officer intelligence rating OIR, which is generally endorsed by the Services Selection Board.
Say suppose the candidate is coming for the interview on the last day, he has already completed his GTO series and of course the psych series. Do you take input from this?
No, not at all. I'm not.
Says, no, you are not supposed to.
Yes, yeah. But we generally ask, how have you performed in your psych test? How have you performed in your test? This is the question generally asked.
GTO is your friend, and you maybe the officer's mess. You ask, you could.
I don't. In my 5 years of tenure,
You never asked.
I have never.
How this candidate perform?
I have never asked how is that candidate. In fact, we have. No, I don't think we have asked. No, I don't think.
Beauty of this technique is based on this. It's an independent technique.
Because if I'm going to ask,
we don't talk about a candidate before the...
He is going to damage the candidate because others will be influenced either negatively or positively.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
So I don't think I have to discuss. Even if you sit in this, we never talk about the candidates whom we are facing.
Interviewing is quite a tiring affair because if you have to take 10 to 15 interview, or how many interviews you take in a day?
Generally in a day we take around 7, 8.
7, 8 interviews also.
And that is
each interview is from 11 to 45 minutes. Then it's pretty much boring affair.
Not boring, but that's the job I have to do it. In fact, I won't say it's boring, it's a job. We are qualified for that. Yeah. And we do it in fact.
Do you have many cases of follow-up cases which has happened during the course of the assessment? You felt he is a deserving candidate, but he is not passed, and we push him through to the passing. by giving the conference marks, and then you follow up. Are there many cases in the...
No, we are doing the follow-up. The system demands that the follow-up should be done. We ask the National Defence Academy, Indian Military Academy on the follow-up reports, and I think DIPR and all are getting this follow-up report that what was our assessment and how are they performing. That system is there. How effective is that system, I will not comment.
Do you feel all these qualities, officer-like qualities which are there, is just adequate, or do you think there is a need to change the...
A lot of homework has been done in getting these qualities concisely to 50. And I don't think there are basically 4 qualities, which are quality of head, quality of heart, quality of body, and quality of limb and leg. They are more than enough to assess a candidate. I don't think any further requirement to assess or find out more qualities.
How much importance you give it to the family background, which these days we feel everybody has got an equal right, but still, do you attach any importance to the family background which they come? The upbringing, the schooling, the good school, government schools. Do you feel that?
I think that aspect needs to be endorsed in the PIQ form, but that we do not do. We are a democratic country. But personally, when I assess, I ask a question in my heart: can he sit in my officer's mess or wardroom and have a meal with me? Is his worth and how he has been influenced by his family? I think I do personally take care of that. Whether it is positive or negative depends on. And I'm sure the others also will be doing internally. They may not say yes, but I think so. Family background does make difference.
So one final question. So what is the advice you would like to give to a potential candidate who is preparing to face the SSB interview, say, in another month?
I must say that on the first opportunity, he should go to the training establishments, find out what happens to SSB, train himself, and overcome his weakness, understand what he has to do. That will help him. Because if he is a borderline candidate, he can always switch over to
mean to say that, a candidate is nowhere, closer to achieving the grade. He undergoes 15 days of training in one of the training institute. He's got to make an officer, or he's make him eligible to clear the SSB.
Sometimes destiny helps. There has been a candidate who has passed in 20th attempt. I have got the email with me. Sir, it is nice to announce that I have passed in 20th attempt. It's a great achievement by him. There have also been Jawans who have passed in 8th and 11th attempt during my tenure in SSB. Well, that is also an achievement. We can't say that training doesn't make difference. They have been going to the training establishment. They have been going to their seniors, finding out what they have to do. And every step they have been developing. And when they come to a stage of development where the system says, yeah, I think this is okay, he should be recommended. And he is recommended.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much.
ठीक बोला कि नहीं बोला?